Golly, that's good.
I cracked myself up. I still haven't found my first Blanton's.
That's different. I really like that. They're like together, like peas and carrots.
That's funny. Sometimes accidents are good things. Peychauds or Peychauds or Peychaud. This is not what I expected. Hey, it's Thursday, and it's time for the Bourbcast. And we have been exploring the barrel-proof pours over the last, 2 months. We started that in June. And boy, I could really use a barrel-proof pour tonight. We're going to be doing the Hard Truth Sweet Mash Rye. And we're going to be talking about it a little bit. I didn't get a chance to print anything out, so I'm going to be going to the interwebs here to give you some information about this. But let's get it opened. Let's get it poured. The cork on this is beautiful. I don't know if you can see it. It's like totes real, right? Very real, very nice. I like the texture on it. See how it sounds when you pull it out. Oh, that sounded beautiful. So I've had this for a little while. There's actually what looks like cork inside the top of the bottle. I've got dust on the bottle. So I should have probably opened it when I got it earlier in the year, and I didn't do it, but plastic. That would have made a mess while pouring. All right. Oh my. Okay, first thing is it doesn't pour very well. I dribbled. All right, so let's go over to the interwebs. Or actually, I did do a text document. All right, so the Hard Truth Sweet Mash Rye Whiskey is Hard Truth's debut sweet. I can't say sweet. Sweet. I'm having a stroke. Hard Truth's debut sweet mash whiskey, a culmination of years of careful planning and precise crafting. This comes from their website. The result is a complex, pleasant, quality rye that we're excited to share with the world. Sweet mash, I almost did it again, smeat mash. Sweet mash is the distilling process in which each batch of whiskey begins with entirely fresh ingredients. So sour mash, you've heard of that, right? They take the tails and they save it and they use it in the next batch. That gives them what they would consider a consistency. This is sweet mash, where it's all new ingredients every single time they do it. Mash Bill 1 features 94% rye and 6% malted barley. So if you're not a rye fan, this one might be a little hard for you to enjoy. I mean, normally you get a 95.5. This is 94.6 with the malted barley. So it's going to present itself differently. Let's keep going. So Fred Minnick, who many view as an absolute expert when it comes to spirits, says this is the best first batch of any new distillery I've ever tasted. This is indeed batch 1, Mash Bill 1 and batch 1. Rickhouse 1. This is just number 1 all the way through, baby. So that's what he said about that. Let's see. Hard Truth Distilling is massively scaled from their original home in the upstairs of a pizza shop. They did it in only 7 years. They've got this now 325-acre lot. Not to mention the fact they are planning to continue to expand with state-of-the-art equipment and a larger rack house for storing barrels. Now let's get back into the sweet mash again. It says, for their whiskey production methods, Hard Truth Distilling puts great emphasis on the sweet mash technique, a type of whiskey making that begins each new batch with fresh mash rather than partially recycling the previous run's mash into a new run, which is widely called sour mashing. Originates with an early whiskey making tradition in order to ensure the fermentation period is not negatively affected by outside bacteria. So one of the things that is a downside to sweet mash is because you're not using the old stuff, there is a potential danger from bacteria. But the process has been, the science is there. They've been doing this for a while and it's worked out really, really well. Paul Smith is watching. Tom Hinger's watching. How are you guys doing? I'm glad you're here. So, we're trying something, again, new. I was talking to somebody just a little while ago. I went to an event. It's probably another reason why I'm a little bit late getting going here. And he was saying, you have not ever tried the same bottle twice. It's like, nope, I haven't. You know, this is what this is all about, is trying new things and sharing them with you, you know, to see what we think here. So let's go back over to this other software so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. All right. Time to run it through the gauntlet. You now know about, the how it's made and the mash bill, 94.6. It's 115 proof. So if this is the barrel proof, that means that's the proof that it takes to get into the barrel. A low rye, to legally call yourself a rye, has to be a mash bill 51% rye. This is 94%. 115.2 proof. 57.6% alcohol by volume. It says on the back, distilled with the finest grains and water by Indiana's sweet mash pioneers. Right there on the back. All right. All right, let's give it the test here. Ooh. That has got a much sweeter nose than I would have even begun to guess. I would have expected, you know, cinnamons to blow me away on this, but they're not, and baking spices to blow me away, but that's not what I got. I did read one review, and when I get into this, I'll share what they said, and I'll see if I can corroborate. We'll see. Wow. This is a very unusual nose. I will tell you, I don't like everything from Hard Truth. I had a Hard Truth gin that, even when I first opened it up, it smelled like, you know how when you go into like an ice cream place that's attached to a dairy, that kind of sour milk type of smell, that's what it smelled like. And then when I first drank it, I thought, okay, this is pretty good, and then I let it sit for a while, drank a little more, and said, maybe I don't like it so much, and then it sat for a little while longer, and came back the third time. I was like, I don't think I like this. but I've had another Hard Truth, and I thought that was pretty decent. So let's try this one. See, the nose, the longer it sits and the more that I swirl it around the glass, the more timid the nose gets. It's like when I first stuck my nose down in there, I was getting definitely some sweeter notes, some fruity notes, and now I really have to work hard to get nose off of this. Maybe it's because I'm outside and the air is moving. I'm going to just have to... There's some ethanol on it. I'm getting that. It's like, what? It's almost like there's a botanical in it. There's something flowery. That might be the malted barley, although that tends to be a little bit more on the nutty side, and with it being 6%, I don't know. Yeah, there's not a lot of nose here. Okay. If I can't give you anything off the nose, then it is what it is. I mean, I guess maybe I could pour a little bit more, but I don't think that'll do anything. There's that ethanol. Whew. Maybe some sweet plum. Okay, down the hatch. Whew. Drink's a little hotter than 115 proof. Ooh, I'm feeling that out going all the way down. Wow. Okay. The bloom was not slow. It was almost immediate. Like, imagine you're driving down the road and you got your radio on, and all of a sudden Detroit Rock City comes on, right, from Kiss. You go, ho, 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 and you turn it up. That's what that was like. It was like a Detroit City pour. Detroit Rock City pour. That sip, and it's there, and then they turn it up. And, you know, that song just gets better and better as you listen to it. And the finish on that, when it went down the hatch, it was one of those that you kind of have to take a breath. The mouthfeel well, that's part of it. I didn't really get... Michael Bauer's watching. How are you, Michael? Coachella Mike? Checking in. See what I did? I beat you to it, didn't I? And Larry's watching. Hey, Larry. I'll go back. I know I started a little bit late, and I know it's kind of different, but this is the Hard Truth Sweet Mash Rye. It's a 94.6, so 94% rye, 6% malted barley. The nose is really timid on it. When I first got it at the schnoz there, I was getting some fruit notes, and then that's just I'm outside, so maybe that's being dispersed, but it went away. So. Coachella Valley Mike checking in the backyard, loving it. Yeah, I probably should have lit a fire, but the wind is actually going this way, so it would be, it'd be in the lens, it'd be in my hair. If it was going that way, I could have lit a fire. I didn't, but it's a beautiful day. We're at 79 degrees right now. Sun is going down, so it's probably a little less than that here in the backyard. No humidity really to speak of, considering what it was like yesterday, so I'm like, it's gorgeous. I was telling my daughter, it's gorgeous outside. You should go outside. She goes, well, you should do your Bourbcast outside. I'm like, I can't argue with that. It's beautiful. It's beautiful out. Okay. Getting back to this. Again, really timid nose. Turn up the volume to 13, right? Or 14, 15, whatever on the bloom. Let's get you some flavor notes. Let's get you some mouthfeel notes. Decent viscosity, not quite to where you'd say it would be silky, but it's not thin at all. It's got a good mouthfeel. This is pretty good. Boy, all the way down. I don't know if that's the rye or if that's the heat. This definitely drinks a lot hotter than 115 proof. It's rare, even with a super hot pour, do I feel it going all the way down, and I feel it going all the way down. Goodness gracious. Okay. To prepare for this, I went over to a place called the Flight House. It's a new tap room that we have in the area. But I didn't drink anything. I did wear this shirt. Everybody was like, that's funny. And I told them, hey, Bourbcast tonight. So hopefully there'll be some new people tuning in. We'll see. Not that I don't love you guys. I do. Just more. All right. Flavor notes. It's spicy. If you like a good spicy rye, particularly a good spicy Lawrenceburg rye, yeah. Now, I don't know that this is Lawrenceburg. It might be. They might source it out of Lawrenceburg, the rye. But we've talked about this a bunch of times. There's different ryes, right? I think, well, the Canadian rye, obviously. But I want to say there's some hybrids and some types of rye that they put in some of those other climates, like Washington State, Baltimore, some of those different ryes that just have different flavor profiles to it. This has a really, really beautiful Kentucky or Lawrenceburg, Indiana style spice to the rye. If you are a rye fan and you like that rye spice, then this is your pour. This is a nice rye spice. Got some of those bourbon notes in it, but generally it is a great rye spice. I'm a rye guy. I like rye a lot, a lot. So this is really working for me. See what else I can give you as far as flavor profile. If you don't like ryes because of the baking, because of some of it can seem woody, grassy, grainy, and I don't mean texture, I mean taste. Twigs and berries, the Alberta rye, the Canadian rye that I sometimes drink. I like the flavor of it, but as it's aged has gotten better, I've liked it better. It's another really high proof rye, but it's different. It's like cereal. This doesn't have that. It's not cereal at all. It's spice. So again, the rye that you get out of Canada is more cereal type grain than flavor, whereas this is very spicy. And I think the flavor of this is really, really good. We're gonna do me some more. Do me some more. That poured a little bit better that time. Maybe it was just me the first time. All right. Give it a little air. I know it's been open. That's fine. Just give it a little air. It's got a really nice color to it. It's a honey color. I wouldn't say it's, I wouldn't go so far as to say it's copper. It's like a really nice honey color. The clarity's good. Sticks to the side of the glass like it's holding on for dear life. I mean, it's still there. All right. There's a little honey in it. Definitely some cinnamon. The sweeter notes, like, well, let me think. There's actually a little sweetness to it. I'm not going to go into vanillas. I don't think that I'm finding that there. The sweetness may be the honey. There's a little bit of that plum. On the nose, I had a little plum. On the flavor profile, I'm not getting as much of it. Just a tinge, just a little bit. Little orange. There's some orange, some citrus in there. And some of that actually comes out more in the finish, particularly the citrus. I didn't catch it on the palate, but in the finish, the citrus is coming out a little bit. That nice, really, and it's not the orange rind, it's the orange fruit. So I like that. That's really working out well. A little bit more, and then we'll go to water. Black pepper. Actually a little salt too, salt and pepper, honestly. And it's not overly salty. It's not like that, but I'm catching some maybe sea salt. It's not like Jefferson's Ocean and those types of things where when you crack that sucker, man, you're catching salt. You're catching that sea salt. This is not that kind of sea salt where you smell the ocean and whatever. It could just be table salt, iodized table salt, right? But the peppery side of it is really coming out very nicely. It's a nice complement to everything else that this pour does. This is a great pour. I do like this pour quite a bit, actually. And now I know why people are talking about it. This is a tasty, tasty pour. All right, let's do just a little bit more, and then we'll add some water to it. That's the thing about bourbon. It's like a potato chip. You can't just have one. You gotta have a lot of mo. Lot of mo. I'm only gonna do a little bit. I've been kind of enjoying the idea of only putting in there's a little more than a few drops, but I started playing with that a little bit, using less water, and because if you add a lot of water, you'd think it would open it up more, bring it down the heat a little bit, and sometimes it's been a situation where actually it brings the heat back up, which has just been weird. Excuse me. So just a few drops really is all it takes to open this stuff up. I don't know why. I don't know why this stuff makes me burp. I'm trying to take smaller sips, taking less air. I don't think it's this, though. I just think it's me. I think I'm a burpy dude. Walk around the house. Just. Okay. I don't drink soda. Really, I drink water, iced tea, coffee, and I didn't even have any coffee today. And I know, I'm sorry. That was bad. I didn't have any coffee today. What's up? And this. I drink a lot of water. All right, so this is with the water on it. That got nice. That mouthfeel got really buttery. Everything I would have loved to sense in the mouthfeel when I started came out. Boy, there's a fruit note now that's coming out too. This really opened up nicely. This is good. I mean, I liked it neat. I think I like it on water even better. Just a few drops is all you need. Golly, that's tasty. Once again, we're reviewing the Hard Truth Sweet Mash Rye. Now, after I've had a few drinks, I say it better. Hard Truth Sweet Mash Rye. This is batch 1, Rickhouse 1, Mash Bill 1. It's 94% rye, nice spicy Lawrenceburg rye, and 6% malted barley. Simple mash bill, and a delicious pour. Really very nice. I don't remember what this bottle cost. It wasn't terrible. I don't even think it was $50. I think it might be now, but I don't remember what it was. But it was reasonable. It was so the gentleman who brought it to me, he found another bottle that I wanted. Bugs. Almost flew right up my nose. Right between the eyes. Pink. Anyway, he found another bottle that I wanted, and he showed me where it was, and he told me come get it, so I did. And while we were there, he handed me this one. He says, you need to try this one. It's like, oh, okay. So I bought this one too, and I'm finally just now getting to it. Feels like I got a bug crawling on my nose. With this thing, he's got skis, man. All right, back to it. Okay, so the same spices are there. That really nice Lawrenceburg style rye. Very tasty, spicy pour. I think everything's just amplified. The fruit note came out a little bit better, but the honey is there, the cinnamon, that orange, the orange subsided just a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Let me get back to that. I'm not getting it on the palate, but I'm getting it on the finish. Yep, there it is. Yep. That pepper, and actually a little bit of, maybe just a little bit of a tinge of licorice on the finish. Yeah, this is better with water, and I don't say that often, but this really became escalated with water. That's nice. That's very nice. All right, so last week I told you about my friend Mike. Mike passed away a number of weeks ago. I don't know, gosh, month and a half ago now. And friends and family brought me these glasses, wanted to know if I wanted to have them. So I said, sure. And you can tell they've been in the dishwasher. They're beat up, they're scratched. They don't look particularly clear. But we're gonna use his glasses tonight for this. Or glass tonight for this. And in it, we put a gorgeous ice shower. We're going to see how this bad boy behaves on ice. All right. Get on in there. Get on in there, you. All right, and with that, the cork goes on, and it starts to sit. And then sometime in a few months, we'll get back to it, see what it does. Somebody asked me tonight, what's your favorite pour that's a reasonable price? Eagle Rare. That's it. It's lower proof, so I tend to have more of it these days because I'm so used to the high proof stuff now. But my favorite pour is Eagle Rare. That's it. Well, he said, well, what's your favorite pour that's hard to get and more expensive? I said, George T. Stagg. And this is not a Buffalo Trace fanboy moment, because I then told him, I said, look, there's another one on the market that if it aged longer, and I said this when I first tried it too, so I'm not betraying anything here. I said, if they would let it age longer, the Nulu, which is named after an area in Louisville, Nulu, if they would let that age longer, I think it could rival George T. Stagg. It's that good to me. Now, I say that only ever having George T. Stagg one time, and it was like an $80 pour for an ounce. Yeah, so you do what you can when you can do it. So I did it, and it was good. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I liked it better than the Thomas Handy, which was, I think, $60 a pour. But anyway, I digress. Look at that gorgeous, beautiful, clear ice sphere. I got to make more tonight. That changed the flavor profile immensely. Still good on the tongue. Mouth feels still nice. It's not as buttery as it was on water, which is interesting because, ice, water, frozen. Little cigar tobacco. Still a little orange, a little pepper. It got a little more earthy. It'll stand up in a cocktail, but if you want to drink this on ice, there's still some flavor to it. It's just it's different. It changed completely. I'm not saying it changed for the worse, but I'm also not saying it changed for the better. It's just completely different. It's a completely different pour. I want to say hi to Jonathan. Thank you for watching. Glad you're here. Okay, cork comes back off. I'm going to sleep well. I need to explore this more. This doesn't happen. So, Jonathan, you're new here. This is something that Paul and I do, a friend of mine, Paul, who's watching. With the bigger ice spheres, we do the finger stir. I wouldn't do this if I was serving it to somebody else, but I'm serving it to me. So I guess what I want to do is I want to enable you, give you the tools that you need to finger stir. For yourself. Chris is watching. Hey, Chris, how are you doing? I was just explaining to Jonathan the finger stir. It's an important thing. All right, here we go. Honey's still there. The pepper's still there. The honey may be the predominant note, other than that rye spice. It's a 180. It's completely different. That's crazy. That's nuts. All right. I forgot to bring out the bottle that I'm going to do next. So I'm going to get up. I'm going to do something I don't normally do. Oh, on the counter. I got help. I got a helper. Unopened. Yep, that's the one. Whee! Thank you. Yeah. So my son, he's there he is.
Hi.
He turned 21. And so now he can actually help me with this. He can watch it even. He can do stuff. He can bring me this and do it legally, which is fun. And he can drink it. And so it was his 21st birthday, and we went to the bar, and he had 2 Long Island iced teas.
They were strong.
And he was slurring just a little bit. Not bad. He did all right. I imagine as the evening went on and he went out to dinner with friends that I think maybe the slurring might have come up a little bit.
Nope, that
No?
beer sucked.
Huh?
That beer sucked. I didn't drink it. It wasn't good.
Oh, what beer was it? Oh, you said it was flat.
It was a flat bud. It was just not good.
Yeah. So, anyway, and then, well, before he went out to eat then, I took him to his first liquor store that he's ever been to. And he bought a bottle of Absolute Peach and a bottle of Grand Gala orange liqueur because he likes the flavor of like triple sec and things like that. So, yeah. So anyway, Old Overholt, they have the 10-year. This is the last one that we're going to do in our series of cask strength pours. This one is 121 proof. It is going to be, they'll probably hide the mash bill from me. Old Overholt is a Jim Beam product, and they don't give you the mash bill. I don't know if it's a 95.5. I don't know if it's a 51 whatever. I don't know what it is. I have not been able to find the mash bill on any Old Overholt. But I've been told about this one. People talk about this one. They said, dude, go get it. It's on the shelves right now. You know that Old Overholt 114 is my favorite pour of all time. And it's on shelves less and less. They may be finally dwindling through all the stock that they had in 2020 when it came out. And it's only available in Pennsylvania and Ohio anyway. This is all over. And I'm looking forward to this. Will be the last one for this series of barrel proof pours. So that's next week. All right, this has been sitting here. We're going to get back to it here. One more try. Okay, the honey comes out. Beautiful cinnamons. Still not going to tell you there's any vanilla in that. I know that's a popular note. It's not here. The citrus is there. Honey, pepper, and those rice spices. This is a beautiful pour. If you have the opportunity to find the Hard Truth, there I did it again. I thought it was going to get better. I didn't. The Hard Truth Sweet Mash Rye. Beautiful pour. Really enjoyed that one a lot. If you're a rye guy, you're going to love it. If you're not a rye guy, you're not going to love it. So again, next week, Old Overholt, the 10-year, the barrel proof. We're going to do that, and that'll wrap up our barrel proof series. And then we're going to get into some stuff that is more random through the rest of the month of August. And then September, we'll maybe start a new series or something like that. You saw how many Maker's Marks I have. I have a lot of Maker's Mark. And maybe it's time to open those up. Yeah. All right, gang. So thank you very much. I appreciate you being here, and we will see you again next Thursday. I think that should work. Next Thursday at 7 p.m. You can find us here on Facebook Live, and then we recycle these and put them up and put them on YouTube. And that handle, they've got handles now with an @ sign, at Beautiful Bourbon. Website is beautifulbourbon.com or thebourbcast.com. Somebody from Singapore has been really working hard to hack my site recently. So I blocked his IP and I blocked his username. So maybe that'll get rid of his butt. But he's pesky. And he's not the only one. I blocked, I don't know, probably 20 different IPs and different names today because they're just pesky. It's like, what? I don't even touch the site and they're getting into it. They're messing with my stuff. Don't mess with my stuff. So anyhow, thanks a lot, Singapore. Get a hold of your people. Get a hold of yourself. All right. Anyway, all right. We will, and Instagram occasionally when I feel like it because it's boring. But Instagram at Beautiful Bourbon as well. So you all take care. We will see you next week.